What did it cost?
Everything.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
Nothing happens until you put your balls in the line. Nothing's gonna happen.
What is the best advice you've ever heard or received?
Spend so much time on self-improvement that you have no time to criticize others.
Identify with what you love, and once you love it, hone in on that thing until you can master it to the point where people can identify that there's no questioning your love for it.
If I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you would.
Yes.
No, you would.
Yes, I would.
No, you would.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I could do anything.
If someone calls you fat, they may be bullying you, but you might be fucking fat. Someone calls you dumb, it's mean, but you might be dumb. It's life, man. Take it for what it's worth and change it.
All you have to do is today be the best man that you can be today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. You don't worry about tomorrow until tomorrow. And you'll find if you take one step tomorrow further than you were today, you'll look around one day and it's like, wow, I made it.
I'm always waiting for everything to be perfect before I live my life. As soon as these things line up, I'm going to live my life.
Young man, if you will change, everything will change for you. If you will get better, everything will get better for you.
And by the way, you fail. Like, yeah, you're going to blow some stuff. You're going to make some bad decisions. You're going to screw some things up. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, those make for good stories, man. Mm-hmm. Go get them. Go make them happen. Mm-hmm. Don't sit around being afraid that you might screw something up. You're going to screw something up. That's guaranteed. Go do it. Get a good story out of it.
I'm not gifted. I'm just driven.
The difference between a winner and a loser, the failure's there every single time. This is the winner gets back up, does it again, and does it again, until it goes his way. So now you're down that path and you're all alone.
Today is the best version of myself I've ever been, but it's also the worst I'll ever be, because tomorrow I'll be better.
Confucius had a great saying that, every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.
I was not always this strong guy, you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today.
I was honored with the MVP. The MVP, the best basketball player in the world. And when I lose, this is what I gotta go through. When I lose, I can't win them all. I'm human. I'm just like y'all, man. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You might be a little better than me in your eyes, or the people that love you in their eyes. You might be a little better than me, but you human. You just like me, right? You just like me. You ain't no different. You just like me. You bleed just like I bleed. You cry just like I cry. You hurt just like I hurt. I ain't no different than you.
Yo, we all are great. We all should think that we're great. There's no reason for you to not think that you're great. If you don't think you're great, ask yourself why. Why don't you think the highest of yourself? When you do, people have no choice but to follow suit. You got no choice but to follow suit.
I don't know how to do this, but I know that to get over there to that side, I gotta grind myself into a fine powder.
And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart.
exceed beyond all limitations, sacrifice personal comfort, conquer all obstacles, never surrender, never give up, never quit.
Because nothing changes and nothing changes, man. We'll sit around forever wondering, well, what if I was a dog catcher? Would I be the best? What if I was
You have to suffer. You have to make that a tattoo on your brain, so when that hard time comes again, you don't forget it. You may forget it for a second, but you can go back in the cookie jar, I call it. We often forget how hard we are, but you gotta reflect back. Take a couple seconds, reflect. I've been through this, I've been through that. And then remind yourself, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gonna fly.
Continue to celebrate the struggles as well as you celebrate the victories. And you gotta understand that is exactly how it works.
This is a journey. This is a real journey. You know what I'm saying? On this journey, you go through adversity, you go through procrastination, you go through falling out with people, you go through solitude, you go through vanity, you go through a lot. You go through weak moments, you go through strong moments. You get too high, you get too low. Gotta stay even keeled. This journey will test you, but this journey makes you who you are.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become.
Do what you do to the fullest and live your life and just be happy.
That you have to do those things. You have to suffer, you have to live in it, you have to be comfortable in it, and then maybe some of that shit will help you a little bit along the way.
Period.
The greatest achievement of somebody comes right after their worst defeat. When they've hit rock bottom, hit the bottom of the barrel, they got nothing left. Everyone's given up on them. They've lost all their worldly possessions. They're dead broke on their back. It's at that point, guys, when everything's lost, that everything can be gained.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much.
The things that you worry about every single day, that you have made larger than life, that are stealing your joy, that seems so big in this moment, that won't matter at all 10 years from now, or on your deathbed, that won't matter at all in those moments.
Most people who could ever exist will never even be born. So no matter what your lot is in life, if you have a disease or you have cancer, you're crippled, whatever is the thing, at the end of the day, you're alive, not dead, nor not having ever been born. So take every occasion you can.
Most people cannot operate and produce when times are bad. If you can operate during the good and the bad times, the easy times and the hard times, you naturally create this gap between you and everybody else. And whether that be in business or your career or just the quality of husband or father or parent that you are.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
You've learned something even though you failed. You went through certain things. You may not realize it now, but when you start over and you start to make decisions, everything that you went through in the past, you're going to use, whether it's subconsciously or consciously.
In life, folks, you cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
God believes in me. God wakes me up every day. He gives me another chance every day. I'm finna play with it? You think I'm about to play with this opportunity that God has given me? A lot of people died, bro. I made it today. That's a sign.
I can accept trying and failing. What I cannot accept is just not trying at all and just living with the regret of not knowing.
If you have even this much savage in you, if you are willing to go out there and grind and work hard, you know, you got these people that don't want to go to work, they want to stay home, and there's going to be a small group of hungry savages out there that are going to run every one of you over, and you can sit home and you can cry and complain about how you didn't get yours and it's because this person had this opportunity that you didn't have. It's all bullshit crybaby stuff that's going on.
I want to be able to look back on my life when I'm all dead and be so proud of myself forever. This is all temporary shit to me. I want to be forever proud of who I was as a man and change who I used to be. The liar, the insecure guy, the guy who can, whatever. I want to be proud. If I die now, if I die at 80, if I die at 90, 100, I want to look at myself and say, proud of myself.
You've got to change. Otherwise, it isn't going to change. Before I met Mr. Shoaff, I used to say, I sure hope things will change. Right? That seemed to be my only hope. If it isn't going to change, I'm in serious trouble. And then I discovered it isn't going to change, so I'm in serious trouble.
I wasn't invited to parties or, friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
And so time is the greatest blessing. Youth is the greatest blessing. No matter what age you are, you're as young and as healthy as you're ever going to be. And having some understanding of how incredible this moment is, that you're not one of the 80% of the people that live on earth today that don't have clean water, that you've had 3 meals today.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Keep moving forward.
I mean, this stuff is way too advanced for me.
Keep moving forward.
And what if I can't fix this? What are we gonna do?
Keep moving forward.
Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you.
Sun don't stop for nobody, man. Sun don't stop. Sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. That sun is gonna be up in the morning regardless of how I feel and how depressed I am. The sun is gonna fucking shine in the morning, and at nighttime the moon gonna be there, and you gonna look up. These days gonna keep going by. So do you let the days go by and look up and you done wasted a year doing what?
Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion?
Every time you wanted to quit, every time life tried to break you, you chose to stand tall. That's what makes you great. It's about the grind. The sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the prayers you whispered when nobody was watching. It's all about those moments when you could have folded, but you didn't. You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different. So today, I want you to do 3 things. Stay humble. Never forget where you came from. Stay hungry. Keep that fire in your soul. And stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world. Because the world don't need no more copies. It need originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else that can do what you do like you do.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill for regret. Okay, and that bill is generational. That bill is generational, and a lot of individuals are passing that bill on from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. There may be some individuals in this building where that bill was passed on to them.
Yeah.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide clubs, partying, trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it.
You know, I'm a grown man now. I look at my mom and my dad, you know, although they are grown people, they can take care of themselves. I do know now it's our turn. It's our turn to do what we got to do. And, you know, they got us this far. Now it's like, let's carry them to the finish line. You know, we're trying to set up a good life. Good life for my last name, good life for my family.
If you will change, everything will change for you. You'll never be the same. You'll keep growing. As you look back on a few months, look back on a few years, you won't believe the progress you can make.
If he could do it,
this isn't a movie.
He believed in himself. And you can too. You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Quit trying to do what somebody else is doing, because that ain't your life.
In the dark room, you face yourself. You realize you want to be better. You realize you don't want to be this weak, insecure person in the world who has all these problems that we all have. We all have.
And when you go to bed at night, look back on the day and say, how'd I do today? And then go to bed and go to sleep. Wake up in the morning and say, all I got to do is be the best man I can be today.
We all ask,
unless you make it happen. And you're not going to do anything in life unless you make it happen.
You need to be able to take this last shot. You need to make those extra phone calls. You need to do these things. Doubt is something we create. You could be sitting here, you could be like, man, you know, I could have been a really, really good podcaster. I could have been really, really good at throwing events. You kept doubting yourself. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And then later on, you're just like, man, I should have done this. I should have done this.
You won the lottery. And most people will never even know there was a lottery. If that's not motivation to live life to the fullest and not fear death, because I'd rather die than never having been born.
We are going to have these dark days. There are so many people out there that you may think that are really happy, but they're not. They're honestly dying inside. You know, I have days when I just feel like I don't have nothing else left. You know, but I have to carry this load because it's been given to me. I didn't necessarily ask for it, but it was ordained that it was given to me. And it is my duty to continue forth the journey.
If you want to be good, you really don't have a lot of choices, because it takes what it takes. You have to do what you have to do to be successful. So you have to make the choices and decisions to have the discipline and the focus to the process of what you need to do to accomplish your goals.
It don't matter how up that shit might look. It don't matter how much it feel like it ain't gonna work.
Delusional.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion. Because it's only delusional until it works. So is it really delusional? A motherfucker only gonna call it delusion until it don't work for nobody else to see, but for the whole world to see.
If you play it safe, you won't have much of a life. Life is risk. It takes courage to pursue your dream.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Now, this is your time.
He's the biggest man I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him.
That's why no one will remember your name. There's two options: to continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again. For it is dead. And in its death, it's replaced by regret.
When you wake up, God is telling you you're not done. Keep going. Why would I disrespect him and play with him like that?
Why didn't you quit? You knew I was trying to get rid of you, yet you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed. I stayed because every time you threw a brick at my head or said I smelled, it hurt. But it could never hurt more than it did every day of my life just being me. I stayed because I thought if anyone could change me, could make me not me, it was you.
Making mistakes. It's only a mistake if it's done one, maybe 2 times. If you're doing something 3 and 4 times, you're not making mistakes. Your ass is making bad choices.
The harder I work, the luckier I get, because now is the time to work harder than you have ever worked before. Push yourself further than you have ever pushed yourself before. Find your limits and then smash through everything.
The mistake that you'll make, and the mistake that a lot of people that are on your journey make, is there's a peak out there, and that's where you want to get. And so you lock your eyes on that peak. All right? Don't do that. Okay? You don't look at the man you want to be in 20 years. You only have to fix one thing today.
You can't give up. You can't just resign yourself to it. You can't just say, that's just my life. I've just got to accept it. No, you've got to have some hope. You've got to have a goal. You have to feel like there is some purpose to what I'm going through, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to aim for it. I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have a purpose.
Is that you have nothing to lose. And so the thing is people always fear being the new entrant. But when you have nothing to lose, or you have nothing going for you, it also means you have nothing to lose. And that means that every position on the board always has an advantage, because anybody who has achieved this big thing that you have was also once a 22-year-old who had nothing going for them. And so not taking the shot is like saying, life, I don't want to scratch off this lottery ticket, but the lottery ticket's free. Why would you not scratch it off and try it?
Purpose. You have a purpose. Let's keep it going. God looking down, let's keep it going. You have more to do.
Most people are not willing to pay what it costs to go after your dream, because you're gonna have to hurt a little bit. And most people don't like being uncomfortable. If you don't want to be uncomfortable, please do not pursue success, because success is a very uncomfortable feeling.
Over the past 12 generations, spanning about 400 years, in many of your cases, you come from absolute bravery in your ancestry, tragedy, atrocities that have happened. And you come from that.
And you understand that you always have a choice to go from autopilot to decision maker, everything in your life will change. You will be a different negotiator. You will be different in sales. You will be unstoppable in the gym, because you will realize the amount of garbage that you put in the way of your hopes, of your dreams, of your potential, of your confidence, of your courage. Everything comes down to the decisions that you make.
It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky.
Success, guys, a very, very lonely road, man. Very few people are willing to endure needing the sacrifice and diligence to be successful. It's an uphill battle. Along that road, you're not going to see too many friends. You're going to see your shadow most often. You got to trust in the heart of hearts. Inside what you're doing, what you believe in, is a worthy cause, a winnable fight. See, the thing is, for many people, they've tried the same path you're on, and they failed. As you walk this journey, you're going to see carcasses all over the place of people that didn't quite have it. That should inspire you because you got further than that person and that person. But you're not looking to get further than them, you're looking to finish.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are.
I would have had a stuttering problem. It's no way I would have lived in a car for 3 years. It's no way if I'd have knew that when I quit my job to do comedy, what was going to happen to me, I would have never quit my job. But he don't show you that. He just lets you have the dream. And if you're bold enough to chase the dream, he'll get you through the journey. You just can't quit in the middle of the journey.
You don't want to give up on your dreams, on your hopes for the future.
The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle.
Work hard. Work hard. Never ever stop.
Do I want to stay on the bottomless barrel or do I climb the out this hole? And that is a spark of what it turns out to be their greatest moment, their greatest hour. We can live that way, guys. Imagine the life you can live when you let go of that thought of failure.
I think you can be anything you want to be. Change your world.
You have to find strength in that visualization of almost me cracking out Goggins, like almost like that Superman cape, like I'm coming out a different person, a person that doesn't give a fuck about anything, who doesn't care about being judged, who knows I'm weak, who knows I'm afraid, who says, whatever you think about me, take it, whatever, I'm here.
If you talk about work-life balance as a 22-year-old man, you're hanging around with the wrong people. We're going to have downsides. We're going to have bad seasons, bad moments, bad days.
I had tons of sticky notes all over my mirror. It wasn't like, be better than John or be as fast as whoever. Okay, David, yesterday you did this. Today, our next goal for the week is this. So I had a year goal, weekly goals, daily goals, hourly goals, and the big goals, I lied a lot growing up. I wanted to be accepted. One goal was, let's go one day without lying.
All you have to do is work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
You got to take action and move forward.
If action's the antidote to anxiety, the only way that you can work out what it is that you need to do is by hurrying up and doing it.
God got more control over your body. I don't care how much you eat and how much you eat well and how many weights you lift and all that. If you say you're gone tomorrow, you're gone.
So when you